Have you ever felt tired, not because of working too much, but because of explaining too much? Tired of constantly keeping up appearances? Tired of always trying to please someone, while deep down, you feel like you're the one being left behind? We live like actors on an invisible stage. Every day we wake up and put on a mask, smiling at the right time, saying the right words, playing the right role, afraid of being judged, afraid of not being enough, afraid that one glance, one careless comment could keep us up all night. But the thing that drains us the most isn't work. It's not pressure. It's living a life that isn't truly ours. A life where every decision is shaped by the eyes of others. A life where you constantly try to be liked, accepted, validated, while you haven't even learned how to accept yourself. Why do we live like that? Why do we let our happiness rest in someone else's hands? Why do we smile when we want to be silent, say yes when we want to say no, pretend we're fine when we're falling apart inside? Today, I want to tell you this. It's time to stop. Stop living to please. Stop explaining to people who never truly wanted to understand you. Stop performing and start living for real. The journey back to yourself begins when you have the courage to be quiet, the courage to stop explaining, the courage to say no, the courage to step away from the role society assigned you. You don't need to be understood by everyone. You don't need anyone's permission to be worthy. You are already enough, simply because you exist. And when you stop living to impress, you start touching freedom. Not freedom in your actions, but freedom in your soul. A quiet, deep kind of freedom, powerful enough to change your life completely. Silence is a form of power. In a world that's always loud, where everyone rushes to react, to argue, to prove, the one who chooses silence is the one with depth. When you choose silence, you begin to observe. You stop reacting emotionally. You preserve your energy instead of letting it leak into meaningless things. Silence helps you step back from unnecessary fights. It gives you space to breathe, to think, to stay calm while the world spins out of control. You don't need to speak just to prove something. You don't need to show up in every argument. Sometimes the most powerful move is no move at all. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is control. It's knowing exactly who you are without needing to shout it out to the world. And here's the truth. Your silence may disturb others more than your words ever could. Because in that quiet, you reclaim your power. Focusing on yourself is not selfish. It's healing. It's how you come back home to yourself after years of being pulled in every direction by the noise of the world. Society may try to convince you that putting yourself first is wrong, but here's the truth. If you live only for others and ignore what you need, what you truly want, you'll burn out. You'll lose yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't heal others when you're still bleeding inside. To give your best, you must first be your best. Focusing on yourself isn't about being selfish. It's about becoming whole. It's about becoming strong, peaceful, grounded, so you can give from overflow, not from emptiness. Because when you truly love yourself, that love expands. And only then can you love the world fully. You don't always need to explain yourself, because the truth is, many people don't ask to understand you. They ask to judge, to criticize, to find your flaws. Explaining yourself to those who aren't willing to listen only drains you. They've already made up their minds. They don't care about the full picture. And no matter how many times you explain, they won't understand. Because they don't want to understand. Learn to stay silent when necessary. let your actions speak louder. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, especially not to those who refuse to see who you really are. Life is too short to waste your energy convincing people who never valued you in the first place. Your worth doesn't require their approval. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Face the truth. Not everyone will be happy for you when you achieve something big. Sometimes people will envy you, doubt you, or even try to bring you down just because you're trying to rise. And it may come from people you least expect. Friends, family, or even strangers you thought would support you. But why let them affect you? When you let everything get too noisy, you become distracted and you lose focus on what truly matters. When you keep talking about your plans, your goals to everyone, you unknowingly open up space for doubt, negative comments, and jealousy. These negative energies can slow you down, make you hesitate, or even make you doubt yourself. Keeping your goals quiet is a way to protect what you are building. Remember, a big fire needs to be kept hidden, protected from the wind. In the same way, your big dreams need to be kept quiet to avoid being influenced by things beyond your control. Let your actions speak for you. Instead of talking about your plans, work silently, work hard, and let your results speak for themselves. No need to boast, no need to prove anything. When success comes, everyone will recognize you through what you've achieved, not through what you've said. Big dreams need quiet spaces to grow. Don't let anyone interrupt your process. Don't let negative words or doubtful glances shake your belief. You are the only one who truly understands your goals, and the only one who has the right to decide about them. Protect your goals like a treasure. Not everyone deserves your energy, attention, or presence. We often try to maintain relationships with everyone, even when some people don't add any positive value to our lives. They may be the ones who always leave you feeling drained, stressed, or even negative without knowing how to uplift you. You've probably encountered people who leave you feeling exhausted after just a few conversations. They're always there, pulling you into endless discussions, involving you in problems you can't change. They act like energy vampires, leaving you with no strength to do anything else except try to stay present in an unhealthy relationship. You have the right to walk away from relationships that drain you. Don't be afraid of being called selfish. You can't help others if you're running on empty. Staying in relationships that leave you drained not only does no good for you, but also prevents you from living a meaningful and fulfilling life. In fact, you're harming yourself by trying to maintain toxic relationships. It's time to take a step back and make a decision. We all have a limited amount of energy, and we have the right to use it wisely. Spend your energy on people who deserve it, those who provide support, love, and meaningful conversations. These relationships will help you grow, evolve, and become the best version of yourself. Remember, you have the right to choose, and sometimes separating yourself from energy drainers is the best way to protect yourself and live the life you truly deserve. Peace doesn't need to be proven. It is present in the way you live, in the way you act. There are times when we think we need to show off, make noise, or prove to others that we are happy or successful. But in reality, peace is not something you need to flaunt or explain. It's a state of the soul, and it will automatically reflect outward through how you face life, how you interact with others, and even in the decisions you make each day. When you live in peace, you no longer feel pulled into the chaos of the outside world. You no longer worry about what others think. You no longer strive to please everyone. You simply live true to yourself without caring about judgment or opinions. Others may not understand you, but they will feel the difference when you live authentically. Some people spend their whole lives trying to please others, and throughout that life, they feel empty, tired, and unable to find peace in their soul. But when you find peace within yourself, you'll see that others will feel that difference, even if they don't fully understand you. Your peace will radiate like a powerful energy, and those around you will feel it, even if they don't speak of it. Peace is when you no longer need to prove your worth to anyone. When you live true to yourself, you no longer need to prove anything. Inner peace is the most powerful voice you can offer to this world. Life today is filled with comparisons. We see others' images on social media, hear about their successes, and unconsciously ask ourselves, why can't I have that? But the truth is, comparison never brings positive results. Instead of helping you grow, it only makes you feel worse about yourself, blinding you to the small successes you've already achieved. When you stop comparing and start living at your own pace, you will thrive. No one can walk your journey like you do. Each person has their own path, their own way of growing. Comparison only leads you astray because it doesn't allow you to recognize your own progress. You don't need to race after anyone because your journey is unique, and only when you live to your own rhythm will you truly shine. You don't need to be understood. You don't need to be recognized. You just need to be proud of yourself. Sometimes we seek validation from others, hoping they will notice and acknowledge our worth. But external validation never brings true happiness. Happiness comes from within, from knowing who you truly are and that you are on the right path. When you're proud of yourself, when you no longer need validation from others, you will feel more free and powerful than ever. Comparison, drama, and seeking validation from others are traps that take you further from your true path. When you focus on yourself and live according to your own values, you'll find peace and naturally grow. Self-development isn't a race or a performance where you need to prove to the world that you are changing. True changes don't need to be flaunted. They don't need noise. They happen in silence, in those moments when you pause and reflect on yourself. They don't need external attention because you know that real transformation comes from within. Silence and focus are powerful tools for transforming yourself from the inside out. When you choose to stop running after external noise, you begin to uncover parts of yourself that you haven't explored before. This is where true growth begins. Not from external changes, but from internal shifts, learning to master your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Silence allows you to listen to yourself, helping you recognize aspects of yourself that you may have overlooked. And it is through focusing on this process that powerful changes occur. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. Your journey is your own, and every small step forward brings about changes that can't always be seen with the naked eye. True development is a silent journey, and only you can feel the small yet profound shifts you've made. You're not selfish when you choose to focus on yourself. You're intentional. You're purposeful. You're building a life that you truly deserve. Let the world outside stay noisy. Let it stay chaotic. As for you, build the life you've always dreamed of. Your journey is unique, your power is within you, and only you can create the changes you desire. Remember, peace and happiness don't come from pleasing others. They come from pleasing yourself. Never forget that you deserve all the best things life has to offer. If you found this message helpful, don't hesitate to like this video, share it with your loved ones, and be sure to subscribe to the Kunzy in English channel so you won't miss out on more inspiring and valuable content on your journey of learning English and personal growth. Together, we'll go further.